Let's go through an entire face of makeup using all of my favorite makeup brushes. Okay, for foundation, I'm going with the CL Cosmetics foundation brush. This is like the best foundation brush I've used in a really long time, if not ever. It's dense, but it's still fluffy, so it's not gonna leave any of those kind of like annoying makeup streaks on your face. Okay, for cream contour, cream bronzer, and cream blush, the Makeup by Mario F4 every single time. This brush gets so much hype, but it's so well deserved. I like to use the smaller end to kind of go in and place the product where I want it, just for kind of like an initial blend. And then I'll flip it over to the larger end and just kind of further blend and diffuse the product into the skin. I've never had any issues with it moving my makeup or moving my base underneath. I literally have 4 of them. I love them so much. For a concealer brush, I love using the other end of that same CL foundation brush that I mentioned earlier. It's so little and gets right into those little corners and blends out the concealer seamlessly. Okay, for loose setting powder, if I want more glam or want more coverage, I'll just use one of these powder puffs. I get them off Amazon. They're so cheap. But if I'm going for a more natural look, I'll typically use this little fluffy brush from Real Techniques. This is number 402. For powder bronzer, I've been loving this one from Anissa. It's like the perfect size. It's so fluffy and never picks up too much product. And then if I want to get a little bit more precise where I'm placing the bronzer, I'll typically use this number 79 contouring brush from Sephora. The head on this one is obviously a little bit smaller, but the bristles are also a little bit more dense. So it's gonna pick up more product, but the size really lets you kind of get in there and define and sculpt the face. Okay, for powder blush, historically, I'd always use this makeup brush from Morphe X Makeup by Ariel. However, CL just launched powder blushes and alongside launched a new blush brush that has completely knocked that one to the side. It's absolutely amazing. Like, it's fluffy, the bristles are loosely packed, similar to the old one I used to use, so it's not gonna pick up too much product and leave you with people saying you have blush blindness. It's also angled, which I feel like makes application a little bit easier. For highlighter, the Rare Beauty highlight brush, again, fluffy, loosely packed, doesn't pick up too much product. Noticing a theme here? For cream or liquid eyeshadow, I typically use this one from Sigma Beauty. This is the E25 brush. Okay, for powdered eyeshadow, and I mean, there are so many that you can use. I'm sure every single one of you have one that is perfectly fine. I typically use 2. I'll use one that's a little bit larger and fluffier, one that's a little bit smaller in size, and the bristles are packed a little bit more dense. I'll typically use the larger, fluffier brush to kind of go in and blend in a transition shade across the entire lid and through the crease. This is the Poco Beauty 03 eyeshadow brush. And then I'll use this smaller one. This is the Morphe X Makeup by Ariel eyeshadow brush. I think this came in an eye brush set. Pretty sure it's available at Ulta still. But I'll use this when I kind of want to go in and define the outer corner a little bit more. And then for my lower lash line, I like to use the Makeup by Mario. This is the E5 brush. Okay, is that it? I think that's it. Am I missing anything?